everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Anubhuti and I love to talk about everything beauty related. I love to do product reviews and I love to get use out of my makeup collection more efficiently. So if those are the things you are interested in, including a lot of project planning content, then make sure to subscribe before jumping into today's video. As you know from the title, today I'm here with my project plan finale for No Pan Left Behind for my 2025 project plan and also introduction for 2026. No Pan Left Behind is basically a project plan where you randomize a palette on a number of palettes and then you have to use each eyeshadow in a particular palette at least one times before you can roll it out and call it No Pan Left Behind done. So what I have been doing is last year I was randomizing 3 eyeshadow palettes from my collection and doing No Pan Left Behind on them, and also I would also keep track of the palettes that I was reaching for organically outside the project and using all the shades in the palette, so doing No Pan Left Behind on those. So I was just keeping tally of both of those palettes categories and I was sharing my update with you guys. So last update I posted was in month of August, and last half of the last quarter of the year was very chaotic for me. I wasn't feeling like doing like the makeup or the stuff, life happens. So but anyways, I'm back with the finale. I want to walk you through the palettes that I was working last update and share my progress on it, and also I want to give you kind of a summary of how many palettes I did reach for No Pan Left Behind during the year. So let's talk about first the palettes in order they were rolled into the project. And the first palette I want to talk about was here since month of June. That was my Amy Loves Adapt Amy Loves palette. This is how the palette looks like. I have not reached for it at all. I wanted to reach for it during the winter months, but like I said, life happened. I wasn't wearing much makeup during the winter months or holiday season, so this palette is still untouched. This is beautiful, nevertheless I do want to reach for it. So yeah, but not the gold matte on this one. Second palette that was part of the project was here since month of September, and that was Viseart Petite Koi Shimmers palette. This is all shimmer palette. This is how it looks like. This is how mine looks like. This is a complete like shimmer palette, and the goal was to use it No Pan Left Behind. I did reach for 2 of the purple shades from this palette. That's it, and I have not reached for any other shade from this palette. So this is also not a gold matte of No Pan Left Behind. And then the last palette that was part of the project was Nubian 2 by Juvia's Place. This is pretty old in my collection. The goal was to No Pan Left Behind, but I did manage to reach for only 4 of the shades, these 2 mattes and these 2 shimmers. And so this palette is also not a gold matte. So all the 3 palettes that were part of last update was not gold matte of No Pan Left Behind. But I did manage to reach for 5 palettes that were not part of the project, but I did manage to No Pan Left Behind. So that's, I'm not sure it's a win-win or what, but I would still call it a good progress. So the first palette that I reached for No Pan Left Behind outside the project was Pat McGrath Quad in the shade Opulent Orchid. Opalescent Orchid, sorry, my bad, the names. So this is how it looks like. I know this is like quite out of the place, like this is more of the spring color story, but I still did reach for it mostly for these 2 shades, especially this shade. This is beautiful as one and done eyeshadow look, and that's what I was doing most of the time whenever I was doing makeup. So this I reached for 3 times, this I reached for 3 times, this I reached for 1 time, and this I reached for 2 times. One of them was as a inner corner highlight, another time it was more of a lower line lash liner shade. So this is the first palette that I did No Pan Left Behind outside the project. The second palette was Colourpop Misunderstood palette. This is a 15 pan palette, and I did manage to No Pan Left Behind this one. Mine looks different because I did end of the year, by end of the year, I did club two of my ColourPop palettes, All I See Is Magic and Misunderstood palette, and I combined the shades I was reaching for most of the time to one palette and just got rid of, because most of my All I See Is Magic palette was very, very old. So I just kept some of the shades that I was using and I got rid of the rest. So this is how mine looks like, but I did manage to Nope and Left Behind this one before that. Then third palette that I did Nope and Left Behind was this Catrice 5 in a Box or Wow in a Box palette. This is 5 men and it's a beautiful kind of light shades color story, and I did reach for all the shades one time, except this is the shade I reached for 2 times, and also this shade I reached for 2 times. So this is the third palette. Fourth palette that I did Nope and Left Behind was my Tarte Toasted palette. I did reach for this palette 7 times, and this is how mine looks like. I just broke this shade yesterday. This kept breaking and breaking no matter how many times I repressed it. I did buy this palette from Vinted and this arrived broken, this shade, and then I repressed it many times, but it just keeps breaking, so I got rid of it. I wasn't using it anyways because it was very deep dark matte. So I was cut off. I'm not sure till where I recorded, but the palette that I was talking about was Tarte Toasted palette. I did Nope and Left Behind on this one, and last palette that I did Nope and Left Behind outside the project was Urban Decay Stone Vibes mini palette. This is a beautiful collection of shades that I do reach for quite often. So yeah, this is also another Nope and Left Behind. So in order, I total worked on 24 palettes, out of which I did Nope and Left Behind on 21 palettes last year. So that is pretty exciting. Now let's quickly randomize the palettes for 2026. So this year also I'm going to do the same. I'm going to randomize 3 palettes from my collection and do Nope and Left Behind on those. So I have my Tiny Decisions app wheel here with me. Let's quickly randomize first palette. So first palette is Urban Decay Naked Original. The second palette that is going to be randomized for this project was Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana Mega Eyeshadow palette. So this is pretty new in my collection. And then the third palette is Fantasy Cosmetica Enchanted Autumn palette. Okay, these are 3 really nice palettes. Let me quickly grab those palettes and I will be back. So the first palette that is randomized is Naked Original. This is also new in my collection. I got it last year itself. Pretty neutral color story, super easy to reach, and I'm happy this is rolled in because this is unused in my collection so far. The second palette is Pat McGrath Gilded Nirvana. This is also comparatively new in my collection. This is Pat McGrath's holiday release, and this is beautiful collection of metallics. This I got myself as an anniversary gift to myself. So yeah, this is second palette. And then the third palette is Fantasy Cosmetica Enchanted Autumn palette. This is in collaboration with Makeup Just for Fun Amanda, and this is how it looks like. So pretty grungy color story, more of a fall color story, but I'm happy that this is also rolled in. This is also comparatively newer purchase for me. So yeah, these are going to be the 3 palettes that I will be tracking my usage on to Nope and Left Behind. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Till next time, have a good day, good night, depending on wherever you are, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.